Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. JLR investigate. JLR investigates. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Come on in, everyone. Come on in. The pastor. He speaks. He breaks his silence, folks. The pastor right here breaks his silence. Come on in. We're going to talk. Long night last night on TikTok. Justin from TikTok. Great content creator. Great person to get people to talk. Had John Paul Miller on his TikTok live last night. Now, it's a live. I don't know if it was saved, but I was able to screen record it on my end. And interesting things transpired last night between John Paul's neighbor, a guy by the name of iPhone Guru, another journalist, Robbie Harvey, who has been doing great coverage on the Mica Miller case, and Justin from TikTok. And they managed to get John Paul Miller to speak outside his house at night. And then afterward, Justin got Mica's sisters, Destiny and Sierra, to come on and kind of share their thoughts about what transpired earlier with the conversation. It was great stuff. Bring some insight. Get an understanding. But he breaks his silence, and we're going to share a couple clips. We're going to share a couple clips here. Apparently, John Paul Miller doesn't like this Robbie Harvey guy. I'm going to share you two parts of this conversation. But they were sharing some texts and screenshots on how they got John Paul to speak. And I want to share that first to kind of give you guys up to speed. And I strongly recommend follow all their channels, those people's channels, because you never know. He might pop up again. It looks like Justin and John Paul are on a good terms as far as, hey, if you want to use my platform, you can come speak. But this is what transpired, folks. This is what transpired. This is was posted on the Robbie Harvey's. He posted this, and this is some sort of correspondence that an iPhone Guru had with John Paul Miller. It looks like it was 9:21, maybe last night. Sorry, I'm in a building with hardly no service. I can text if you would like. The iPhone Guru. And the pastor responds back to him. Now, this is last night. Now, this iPhone Guru is a neighbor of John Paul Miller. Hey, this is Pastor John Paul Miller. I assume you'll be serving me papers soon with blank videotapes, if that is correct. Text me a few minutes beforehand, and maybe we can play a game that will get you more views. I find that interesting. One, he thought maybe the neighbor was going to serve him some papers. And then two, the pastor's pretty much saying, I'll get you some good views. He responds, if you would like, you can join my live on TikTok tonight at 10:30 p.m. and do a Q&A with Justin on TikTok and maybe the Robbie Harvey. It's a great way to try and set the record straight. Pastor responds, LOL. I got every news in America offering me that. Next time you come over, we can do a Q&A. You ask a question, then I ask a question with a smiley face. So, what did the iPhone Guru do? He went over there. And Justin was kind of, it looks like, communicating and texting with the pastor. And the pastor came outside. He came outside at night. So the iPhone Guru, who was a neighbor of John Paul, he identifies as the cameraman, and comes up to the camera and he starts speaking. But first, I'm going to play the first clip here, because the first clip is about 6 minutes, because this is long now. This is long. It's probably about a half hour. We're going to play you the first 6 minutes, because it's what we have here is Justin from TikTok, Robbie Harvey, and then here's the pastor. But the pastor, he doesn't want him on. He doesn't want Robbie Harvey on. Now, Robbie Harvey is a journalist. I don't know him personally. I see he does a lot of good work on the Mica Miller case, bringing awareness with his reporting. And the pastor says something like he contacted a defamation lawyer friend who told him not to speak to him, which is interesting. So we're going to play this clip first because it's about 6 minutes. It's hard to hear the pastor in this clip because for some reason the iPhone guru's reception outside pastor's home is kind of spotty. But we're gonna lead up to then a bigger conversation that we can understand the pastor, because the pastor shares a lot and a lot of insight. It's worth watching for sure. So we're gonna start with this first right here. This is
we're gonna be respectful and allow you to speak.
It's hard to hear him.
I also have Justin on TikTok.
It's hard to hear, folks.
Yeah.
But it gets
What did he say?
louder.
Me? Yeah, I'm here. I can barely hear you though. A little bit better.
I'll talk to you, but you got to get Robbie Harvey to hang up and get off the show. I was told by a lawyer the other day that the worst thing I could do would be talk to Robbie Harvey.
Robbie, are you okay with that, or
What did he say?
he said basically he was advised. He basically said that he would talk to me if you jumped off because he was advised by I think you said attorney. Okay, a friend of his that's an attorney.
That's probably the best advice. Well, I don't. I'm going to be respectful. So I'm not going to be disrespectful. I don't know why your attorney would recommend I not talk to me. But I mean, all right, all right. What did he say?
He says he's not going to talk to us if you're on the live, Bobby.
Wow. So really quickly before I jump off, Justin, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean,
I'm shaking too bad right now.
I don't really understand the reason why.
Oh, some people are saying he's intimidated. He's trying to intimidate me. I took it as opposite. It seems he's scared to talk to me.
And maybe that's the case. But it's up to it's totally up to you. We can support either way. If you don't want to do that, that's okay. But if you think that it's valuable for people to hear what he has to say, then we can do that.
We're going to have to do it another night because I'm shaking way too much. I don't know if you can see it on my camera, but I am shaking way too much.
I think if my opinion, so we're not going to force you to do that, Myrtle Beach guy. I'm stunned. I'm absolutely stunned at this, and if a lawyer is telling him, and he said a lawyer friend, not his lawyer. If a lawyer is telling him the worst thing you can do is talk to Robbie Harvey, then that must mean we're close to the truth.
He said that attorney friend of his is suing you already on someone else's behalf.
That I'm what?
For defamation of character.
That I'm what?
That you're being sued?
Yes, and he's losing that lawsuit.
This is the separate one, correct? Not anything to do with this case. That's the other one? Okay.
Yes. Yes. So I.
So
Yeah.
I'm going to try this again tomorrow. when I'm not shaking anymore. And I have a knot in my throat. Can't talk.
I will say this: if the only advice is, if first of all, let me say this, and yeah, you walk away. You don't have to do. I'll say this, Justin. If the only advice his lawyer is giving him is to not talk to me, that is the worst lawyer I've ever heard of. The advice his lawyer should be giving him is to not talk to anybody.
Yeah, I mean, he's gotten very quiet. He deleted his TikTok.
Yeah, so it's holy cow. Well, I think it's pretty interesting. Well,
All right. So basically, Robbie gets off. He gets off, and then they go back and talk to JP. And this is a longer conversation here. This is where you'll hear JP's much louder, and he shares some things. He also freezes up a little bit in different spots, so just be patient with that, and then we'll go.
Just Justin. I'll show you the screen. So you don't want to talk to him?
See what it looks like.
You can see what I look like. That's fair.
Hey, what's up? How are
Hey,
you?
I can't see your face anymore, but that's okay.
Oh, you can't turn. Can you press the button?
I don't know if I can do it while I'm on live.
Is there one that does that? Oh, flip camera. Hey man, how's it going?
Good. So I told them what you said. I read it to them, and I basically said, I kind of, the way that I word it was, I'm not trying to put words in your mouth here, but I said, the way I look at it is, my understanding is that you said a friend of yours who's an attorney, this is in regard to Robbie Harvey, guys. A friend of yours who's an attorney advised you not to speak to Robbie due to the defamation suit. And I would imagine that because there's a defamation suit, that's why you didn't want to speak.
Yeah.
I think he's freezing up.
He's just not very. He's not a nice guy. He's not playing. Hey, are all these people are watching us right now?
He's got way more people
Yeah,
watching.
and if
He's
you
got,
want, if
well,
you
how many
want the
people
comments
watching?
off, if you want the comments
leave the
off, I can
comments
turn the
off.
comments off.
No, I don't mind at all. I don't mind the comments at all.
How many people are watching in your live?
I think 50,
How many people are
5,400.
watching?
5,400, and I would imagine with your face here, it's probably going to go up exponentially. JP's earbuds have no effect on this camera.
Justin, tell me, like,
No, your earpods aren't going to have.
I can't. I don't hear well, anyways.
Gotcha.
Okay, so tell me about yourself. What kind of show is this? Or what kind of, is this TikTok? Are we on TikTok? And
This is TikTok.
are
I
you
also
like,
have.
just
Like, what do I do?
yeah. Like, what is this? What is this? Are you a crime person, or are you you just
Gotcha.
You know, like what is your passion for this?
Gotcha. So my platform is true crime and current events, primarily. There is some narcissistic, toxic family stuff, which is how the platform started. I've also written 2 children's books over that. So I have this on this platform. I've got 1.3, almost 1.4 million followers on. I have YouTube as well and Instagram, of course, and that's typically what it is.
Wow, that's awesome. That's great. Can I answer some of the people that are saying stuff? Would that be okay?
You can answer what it's. Hey, here's the thing. It's yours. Do what you want.
So somebody asked about my tattoos, and so these are my favorite scriptures are here, but I got one at a time because I didn't think I was going to ever get more than one tattoo, and I just kept going back and going. That's what that is.
It's breaking up. It's lagging a little bit, JP. Hold on. There it goes. I think you're back.
Okay, I don't know why it's lagging.
But what does your day-to-day life feel like? I'm a hermit now, and I love interacting with people. I don't get to do that much now, but it says if your Wi-Fi is on, turn it off.
It's turned off.
It's turned off, he says.
But he's
the
not on
neighborhood we
Wi-Fi
live in,
far from his house.
this neighborhood doesn't pick up AT&T well.
Yeah.
Can I? Is it okay if I ask you a question that somebody asked?
I'll see. Let me say this. I want to answer everything, but I don't want to answer it without me holding up my proof and showing it to you, because I think it's just ignorant for someone to just give, their opinion or say something and not have proof behind it when it's something as serious as this is. And so I'll be doing that next week, and I'll love to send you the proof and everything along with the affidavit. Most likely.
Okay.
Am I allowed to touch it? Scroll down because somebody said something I couldn't see. They said
It's going fast.
JP. Yeah, it's going fast. Who said be respectful? That was so nice. Someone named Bonnie.
Well, so my lives, JP, we don't tolerate, no matter who it is, no matter what the situation, we don't tolerate people being disrespectful to other people in here as well as the guests. And at this moment, you're the guest, so it's not going to be tolerated.
I not even start grieving. Not even 1 minute. Every time I go to, something else happens that I have to deal with. So I'm planning on, once this is all over, taking some time and doing what I need to do to grieve. But in my mind, she's gonna text me tomorrow and say, "Hey." So I haven't even started. That. So, and my wife's name is spelled with no H at the end. If it has an H at the end, that means it's a male. It's a boy. So Mica is the girl one. Someone just said, "How is he tied to Mica?" That was fun.
Somebody is very new to this case. Then this story, if they're asking that.
Yeah, but
You can see when they say stuff that they shouldn't. It blocks it out, turn nobody else can see what
they
they
can see.
say.
It says, "Can we see your pupils?" Y'all can see my pupils.
Yeah, they can't.
I mean,
Everybody else can't see what they wrote. That's why it's extra.
Only you can see what they
Yeah.
write. Oh, okay. So, how did you get hooked up with Robbie Harvey? Because y'all seem extremely different.
Well, Robbie, my
Robbie-
girlfriend, Robbie, Robbie was on live on Facebook. My girlfriend said something to him about the text you sent me,
Yeah.
and then it just spiraled from there, getting both of them on here.
Gotcha.
I'm walking over.
Oh wow, Justin, it was really great meeting you, and I promise we will chat again. And I appreciate you being kind to me, and I appreciate you being respectful of me. And
well, the way that I look at it is that, you know what, if you want a platform to speak and share your version of events, you deserve that.
thank you very much. This was very exciting seeing all that. People just keep on saying stuff over and over. It's and this is live when they say that.
Yeah,
It's
they're typing it right now on their phones.
So with TikTok, with TikTok, a lot of times people will be coming in constantly, and it doesn't, like, you can't do an instant replay like you can on YouTube. So people might ask you the same questions over and over. Whereas on YouTube, people can go back halfway through it and rewind it so they don't miss something. So it's a very different. So I mean, to be very frank with you, if you wanted to do something, it would probably be better to do it on YouTube, because then you don't have to repeat yourself constantly, but you can still see the questions.
I do want justice for Mica, and I'm going to help bring that. I definitely want justice for Mica. And somebody said, I love the attention. What kind of attention? I hadn't talked to anybody or seen anybody. Yeah, they say I love attention. People are just mean too sometimes.
Yes.
Would you be okay if I asked you a question about an item in a very respectful way?
Sure.
So one of the things that has been said, and this was a couple weeks ago, that a lot of people made a big, I don't say a big issue, but we'll say big deal about, was a necklace that you were wearing in the interview after she passed away. Was that actually hers, or did you just have a similar one?
No, that was definitely hers. I got it. So she passed away on the Saturday, and then Sunday when I went and saw her, they handed me some stuff, and that was one of the things they handed me. And that necklace was, for some reason, she's heard a story. Mica was very, she could hear something or see a commercial and then immediately want to act on it. And so she heard about these lab diamonds last year, and so even though she loved her wedding engagement band, she wanted the real diamond taken out of that, and she wanted a lab diamond put in. But she didn't want to get rid of that diamond, so she wanted to put it inside of a necklace, and so had it made into a necklace for her. He was wearing that, and the nurse gave me that on that Sunday. And so before I even left the hospital, I already had it on.
Okay.
I just had not taken it off, and actually I'd forgotten it was on the next day or two or whatever the interview was. I just, but yeah, it's a girl necklace, so I just wanted to feel close to her, so I wore it, when they gave it to me.
Okay. I appreciate you answering it.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna go with
Just one other question.
Okay.
They swear up down that you bought a new truck, and it's not a new truck. You
No,
just
it's
wrapped
not a new
it,
truck.
right?
Yeah, just put some stickers on it.
Yeah, he just wrapped it in vinyl and took the stickers off the windows. But people were calling me a liar. I'm like, I see the truck every day.
You had video, yeah. When you got close, you could see that it was a vinyl wrap, and so I actually made that correction.
It's not even
I don't
about
know
wrapping.
what's gonna happen.
At least put some tape on the back.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it comes right off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why did you have her cremated? Someone said. I did that because that's what she wanted. We talked a lot about what would happen if one of us passed, and that's something Mica wanted and something I want as well, because we don't believe that the body matters as believers, and so that's what she wanted. Yeah. I'm still wearing my wedding ring. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'm still wearing it.
Do you have anything else for him?
And you can love somebody and be separated, and you can love them just the same and be divorced. You can love them just the same and be with them. Sometimes it doesn't stop your love for the person. It's like having a kid that you love them and they do something that you don't like, but you still love them the exact same. All the abuse that people are throwing at me, I just pray that none of y'all have to go through anything like this, because it's
I'm not
difficult.
And I'm not going to ask you this question right now. Obviously, if you want to talk more, and I can text with you and we can get something scheduled if you want to do that. Obviously, because with this type of a situation, there are no more secrets about your past or anything that you've done in the legal system. So that's been out there. That being said, obviously there's a lot of documents back and forth. Her filing reports against you, you filing reports against her. And so if you ever want to chat about any of that, again, respectfully, and from your version, we're happy to give you that platform.
There's something I learned through this that I don't think the world knows, I don't think America knows, and that is, on a police report, you can lie and say anything you want to say. You can say that Big Bird killed Cookie Monster on Sesame Street, and they have to write it down.
Correct.
And so a lot of people take police reports as fact. It's not a fact that somebody said it. The thing you can do is people can actually line affidavits. You can write anything you want to in an affidavit, and it doesn't matter. That's why it's important whenever you're trying to find truth in the affidavit. You look for what exhibits that. But that's something I've learned through all this stuff. People assume that black people are incredibly. Someone says about an autopsy. Are you looking at the answer? Are you?
Why no autopsy?
I asked for an autopsy when I was there Sunday, and I asked I either asked the head nurse or asked the medical examiner, somebody, and they just brushed me off and said, "There's no need. There's no need." And I said, "I didn't know anything. I just asked for one just because I thought it was the right thing to do. Not that I thought anything. I just thought that's what you're supposed to do when someone you love dies young. You just ask for an autopsy." And but then I said, well, what about, finding out if she was on medicine or what kind of medicine or if she was pregnant or anything like that? And they said, you need a toxicology report. I said, okay, well, I want that. So they said yes. So a toxicology report was ordered, and I'll have the results of that. I think they said it could take months, but it could be anywhere from 3 more weeks to 3 months. So
There was a story here, and I live in the Nashville area, but there's a story here in Nashville. I don't know how closely you follow this type of stuff, but Riley Strain, a young college kid who was here from Missouri, fell into her. Anyways, they ordered his toxicology. I think 3 months later, we were still waiting on it, and it just finally came back. And even now, the results haven't been officially released, so it can take a while.
Yeah, and I don't know if it'll be able to even tell me what I want to know, but we'll see. We'll see. What's the later? Man, what cousin? Someone just said Satan. Was that a question, or was that just a comment?
Again, I told you we can turn the comments off if you prefer that.
I don't think you. No, not at all. I'm here for this thing. I don't. There's no making family do anything. Why did I put I didn't put a tracking device or private. I did it because I told him to make sure if she was near a gun store to give me a call. And also thought that maybe there was some other reasons. You'll see that next week. You'll find the results of that next week.
Are you able to? If not, it's okay. Are you able to kind of give us a hint on what's coming next week? If you can't, that's fine.
No, just everything that shows why she passed away, who's responsible for it, and that I did every single thing a human being could do and far more to try to keep her alive and keep her safe and keep her healthy. I was the only one. I went to 48 people in 3 months and told them she needs lithium, and she does not need to be anywhere near a weapon. And nobody believed me. And I showed them proof that her doctor said she was suicidal, and nobody believed me. And I thought I went to judges, lawyers, doctors, pastors, her friends, and her family. 48 people. And some of those people I went to dozens of times. And anyway, I'm going to run in, everybody. So, let's see what else. Anyway, Justin, it was something you, nice seeing you.
I appreciate you taking the time to talk to us and answer a few questions, and we'll be in touch.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Justin. Have a good night.
Yeah, that was a little weird.
That's insane.
Yeah. What's your thoughts? He said he wants justice for Mica. And he says he's gonna share things next week. Now, I think when he says he's gonna share things next week, I don't think he's going to just release, well, maybe he just releases things to the media and to the world. But I think when it's sharing, I think this is when he goes to court. Because he has to face Mica's family next week. The question is he going to blame Mica's family for Mica's death? That seems like that's the route, the way he said it. Like he's warning everybody and he did everything and other people are responsible. He did everything he had to do. That's what he's claiming. But they do have a court hearing on June 5th in reference to property of Mica. It's that court when he got served a couple days before her death. The court hearing's coming up, so I think that's what he's talking about next week. But he contradicted himself a little bit because he was talking about anyone can file a police report and say Bugs Bunny did this or Big Bird, Cookie Monster, whatever he said. And he also said that anyone could write anything on an affidavit. But at the same time, he's saying, I'm going to be releasing an affidavit next week. He looked a little spaced out to me. Looked like a lot of pressure is on him. He grew his beard out. I would subscribe to those channels on TikTok. Justin, the iPhone Guru, and Robbie Harvey. Because you never know. He might pop up back up. We're reviewing what transpired. And then afterward, Justin got Sierra and Destiny, Mica's sisters, on there. And they talked for an hour. Maybe later on today we'll share what they had to say about him and that encounter that they had there. But, yeah, it's a wild stuff. going on. The pastor did speak. He said basically he confirmed that was the necklace that he was seen wearing afterward. That was Mica's. He's talking about he wanted a toxicology report, and he's still waiting. Should he get the toxicology report? If a toxicology report was done or going to get done or is done, should he have access to that toxicology report, or who should get access to that? Is that something the family's going to challenge? Because they might say, we don't want him getting any autopsy report. We don't want him getting any records on Mica. And the family might say, we want the records. Or does he have the right to have the records, even though she filed a protective order against him just prior to her death? Should he have the right to all those records? I know that the public like us not necessarily has that right, but families do, right? Families have rights to toxicology reports and autopsy reports of their loved ones, I would think. But does that give him a right to have it? And should he have it? And even if he does have a right to have it, should he have it? Could he use that and weaponize those reports and try to blame others? Because it seems like the way he is I don't see him accepting any responsibility with this. I see him more like... Now, Magnolia just sent me a message. She said they didn't do a toxicology report. Sierra and Destiny confirmed it was just a blood alcohol test. So there you go. And yes, Kim, I am calling him a pastor. I got to get out of that habit. I got to get out of the habit of calling him a pastor. His title is a pastor, but he doesn't live the pastor life. But what he might do, and what he might be preparing to do, is if there's a wrongful death suit filed against him, he might file, it seems like he might file something back on someone and blame other people for what happened to Mica. I didn't really see any remorse like that on him. Seems very, very defensive. Notice he said he was getting abused. He was getting abused. All the abuse I've been getting. No. What's happening is people are putting his behaviors on Front Street, in the spotlight. Everything that he's have done basically since 2017, well, even beyond that, all the way back to 1999 when he ran a woman over in the car. Everything is coming to light and put out in the spotlight. And then he's claiming he's abused. He's being abused. They show videos of him threatening to put Mica's photos, provocative photos, intimate photos of Mica on Facebook. And he's claiming he's getting abused. He's claiming he's being harassed. Yeah, maybe he was under the influence. I don't know. Do you think he was under the influence, or do you think he's grieving? Do you think he's stressed? Do you think he's worried? Do you think the walls are closing in on him? What's your thoughts about how he looked in that moment there? I was shocked that he talked. But Robbie Harvey has a great point. Why would attorney friend tell him specifically not to speak to Robbie, but then speak to anybody else? Because a lawyer... If he had a lawyer, and he does have a lawyer, because the lawyer put out a statement and said some garbage like all of us are going to be sued if we keep talking about him, stop, whatever. A lawyer would probably tell him, don't speak to anybody. Not just one particular person. Don't speak to anybody. But it's so cool for him to get on Justin. Justin does great work. You got to follow him. He's true crime all the way. He's zigzagging. He gets exclusives. He has a way to be fair to everyone, whether you're a suspect or not. He allowed him to use a platform, and I say, let him speak. Let's hear him out. I would let him come on. JLR Investigates. I don't think he might not want to talk to me. Maybe a lawyer told him not to talk to me too. Maybe I'd let him on here. I'd let him hear him out. What's your thoughts? JLR investigates. Good morning, everyone. That was good. If more come out about this, I will share with all of you. We are Justice for Mica. Court next week. I'm considering going. Spoke with Magnolia. My health is getting better each day. And if I'm feeling good in the next couple days, they told me kind of take it easy. If I'm feeling good in the next couple days, I might head up to Myrtle Beach to do continuous coverage of the Mica Miller case. So stay tuned for that. It might be out there. Maybe the pastor will talk to me. Or maybe stop calling him pastor. JLR, stop calling him pastor. Maybe John Paul Miller will talk to me outside the courthouse. Maybe not. We'll talk soon. You guys have a great morning. Justice for Mica. When more breaks about this case, I'll share with all of you. Have a great day, everyone. Be safe. I'll be back later. We've got more things to talk about. Be safe, everyone. Thanks for watching. Have a good morning. JLR investigates. Stay safe.